Here's a really bad habit that you might think is helping your confidence, but it is actually really hurting your confidence. So let's say you just got rejected. You got rejected by a date, maybe even by a friend, someone you thought you were building a connection with. Turns out they don't want to be your friend. Now you're hurting, right? Your ego is bruised. So here's what's going to happen. Your ego is bruised, so your brain's going to try to protect itself. So it's going to say to yourself, hey, let's find a way to devalue this person. Let's find a way to make this less painful. So you might say to yourself, they weren't that interesting anyway. They weren't even that good looking. They were kind of weird. It's not that big of a deal, right? You're going to say this to yourself to try to prop yourself up and feel better. But here's the problem with this. There's two problems. The first problem is that you don't actually learn how to deal with rejection. You're not actually sitting with the rejection. You're trying to bypass the rejection. You're trying to get around it. The only way to get comfortable with rejection is to actually feel rejected. It stings, but don't make excuses for it. Just feel rejected, and eventually you'll learn how to process that feeling. And the second problem with this, and I think the bigger problem with this, is you are developing the very same mindset that you are afraid other people have of you. In other words, if you're a socially anxious person, right, and that's what most of my videos are, you're anxious about people judging you. You don't want people to have negative opinions about you. You're afraid of people judging you for superficial things. But that's what you're doing. You're going out, you're looking in the world, and you're trying to devalue people in superficial ways so you can prop yourself up. And then you wonder why you worry so much about other people doing this, because you do this. So let's learn to live in our value structure. Figure out, what do we actually believe in? What is actually worth judging? Some things are worth judging. I'm not someone who says you should never judge, right? If someone's being cruel or mean, of course we make judgments. But we have to be really careful that we don't make superficial judgments of other people. Even if we think in the moment it's going to make us feel more confident, I promise you it's going to do nothing but fill you with doubt and fear when you're engaging with other people.